This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our fans for your support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
Welcome back to Pocono. We are under caution for the second time today as we've completed 15 laps of the 60 schedule. We had a number of drivers who decided to pop down pit road, and most of them just went with a little bit of fuel trying to get themselves into a window. Now you'll notice that Gus Dean's car number 98, he's carrying an onboard for us today from Gree Heating and Cooling. His car is sitting the wrong direction on pit road, and there is a crew member that has been contacted or has something going on that we have the ambulance out there attending to that person.
Yeah, Ray, we heard that Gus had an issue with his brakes coming in the pits, and he obviously overshot his pits, and his guys were coming around the front of the car, and he made contact with a couple guys. We've seen both of those guys move around, but some sort of a brake issue for Gus Dean, but you never want to see that, any kind of issue like that on pit road.
Yeah, it is John House, who is the jack man for the number 98 team, that is down on pit road, and you see that the officials are there attending to him. They've got an ambulance on the scene, and they'll check him out, and hopefully we have seen both of the crew members that were contacted by the number 98 moving around, but they do have the emergency medical people there, and hopefully they'll be fine. So Gus continues to sit in his car facing the wrong direction, and they're going to put a backboard here on John.
Yeah, one of the crew members was able to get up, and then John has remained on the ground here. As you can see, the safety workers attending to him now.
So we did have a bit of a strategy play here as most of the cars decided to do fuel only. I did hear some tires being changed there. We'll get Heather and Jim to check that out. I'm not so sure if it wasn't Christopher Bell who maybe decided to change 2 tires, but we'll get that all clarified for you. But right now, all of our concerns are with the crew member that is down on the pit road.
Yeah, these guys came to pit road, Ray, on lap number 15. That would leave us 45 laps to the end. Again, we know that Grant Enfinger went 42. That's a little outside their window. We're going to have a few caution laps here, and the guys, what a great sign there, him getting up.
Oh, man, getting up.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Fantastic. And again, all of these guys that go over the wall do wear safety equipment. They've got helmets on. Obviously, they have fireproof suits, but whenever you're up in the air after you've made contact with a race car, anyway, it looks like John is up, and that's great. And also the front tire changer was able to get up and walk away, so that's great news. We'll give you another. Welcome back to Pocono. Under caution for the second time, I'm Ray Dunlap along with Phil Parsons. Jim Trado and Heather DeBow are covering our pits today, and we had a brake failure of some sorts for Gus Dean. Here is car number 98 coming into the pits, Phil.
Yeah, he looks like he's able to slow a little bit, but man, oh man, wasn't quite able to get it stopped. And look at the contact he made with our jackman and front tire changer.
We have an onboard from Gree Cooling Products, and we see that Pedro Martinez, who is the tire changer, got up immediately. Now, from onboard, look at this. John had the jack in his hand, and they tried to make evasive action of some kind, but Gus wasn't able to stop at all, and you saw that car completely spin around.
But those guys had the presence of mind to jump when that car got to him, Ray, and I'm telling you, I guarantee you that was a whole lot better situation than if they would have been flat-footed on the ground.
I thought Bell might be able to hang right there, but that differential has shrunk just a little, but not enough.
Good run off of turn number 3 for the 22 of Snyder. Is going to be able to make that pass on the 52 of Kurzieski. Move Snyder up to 7th.
Boy, and he powers down into turn number 1 as we're on the Valvoline onboard with Matt Kurzieski there. Kurzieski running in 8th. As we said, he's had a really good run a couple of times here at Pocono.
Ray, I know we've had a lot of caution laps since Chase Briscoe and Christopher Bell came to pit road, but I'm still a little bit uneasy about those guys having enough fuel to get to the end. They should have been able to save enough fuel. The caution laps should have helped that, but I'm still a little bit unsure.
We'll keep an eye on it for sure. Here is Townley trying to close that gap now on second place. That JBL Toyota of Christopher Bell. That's a Venturini race car. Athenian Motorsports brings the 0-5. Good to have John West back with us.
With such a strong run, too, after missing a couple weeks.
Absolutely.
And he's not done racing either this weekend. He'll be running that race tomorrow, as well as Christopher Bell, the Truck Series race here on FS1.
John West making his 52nd start here in Arca with a pair of wins, having a nice run today in that Jive Chevrolet.
He is all over that 15 of Christopher Bell. Those guys actually gained a little bit on our leader now. They're only about a second and 7/10. Good run for the 0-5 off the tunnel turn.
Great battle here as Townley now goes into second place past Christopher Bell through the tunnel. We are getting a report that there is a problem with Matt Krzyzewski's number 52, and he is indeed slow, rolling towards the pit area. Will he be able to make it back?
Ray, it shouldn't be a fuel issue. He pitted on lap number 37. He should have plenty of fuel. You can hear the car still running. Actually, looks like he may be getting back up to speed now.
Wonder if he had to switch ignition boxes.
That's a possibility. Apparently back up to speed now, but we'll drop all the way back to at least the 12th spot right now, maybe even farther than that.
Wow, that's a tough break as he was battling up there for 5th and 6th position, but something went wrong, and it does appear that he's back under full power now in his... Heather, did you get an update?
Yes, I did. As you just said, he did get it back under power. He's having some kind of electrical issue. He said the car shut off, and then it would come on, and then it would shut off and come on. As you can see, he was able to get it fired up again and back out there, but they're not quite sure exactly what is happening at this point.
Boy, this team has had all kinds of issues. They had a ground on the battery that didn't work for them when we were at Madison. They also had a fuel line problem, so...
Michigan, they had an electrical situation as well as last week at Lucas Oil Raceway.
Yeah. So a bit snake-bitten, sort of along the lines of what has happened to Josh Williams here lately. He's had some issues, and obviously all of this is making a major effect in the points. Krzyzewski came into today's race third in points. Josh Williams was second. And Josh Williams scored back in 26. That is going to be a possible death blow to his championship chases as we are on race number 13 of a 20-race schedule.
Right, we talked about Chase Briscoe trying to go for 4 in a row here. Last time it was done was 2009. That very same race car, very same team, Cunningham Motorsports. Parker Kligerman was the driver then. If Chase Briscoe has enough fuel, and we don't have any late caution flags, he may join Parker Kligerman for 4 in a row.
Kligerman pulled off 9 victories that season in one of the greatest championship battles we've ever seen. And here is John West Townley.
Yeah, John West just moving down, trying to get a little bit of a draft off of the lap car that Chase Briscoe was able to get around.
He'll be racing tomorrow in the Camping World Trucks. And again, that all gets underway at 12:30 on FS1. We'll have the setup show for you, then a shorter race here at Pocono for the trucks.
Yeah, just a 60 lapper, same distance as this Arca Racing Series event, 150 miles. Remember, we do have a caution clock, though, in the Truck Series.
Yeah.
Could affect the strategy.
Most certainly, as we see 4 to go this time by as Chase Briscoe rolls by. Here is Dalton Sargent putting some pressure on Christopher Bell, and it looks like Sargent's going to be able to take that spot away. Christopher Bell is slipping back a bit. Let's check back in with Jim.
He's getting coached by his former driver now. Crew Chief Billy Venturini is the 55 of Dalton Sargent. They're breathing easier in this pit than the other leaders because they came back and topped off on fuel on lap 19. Lap 15 they pitted lower than everybody else, but they pitted and topped off again on lap 19. So that's why the charge is going forward for the 55 of Sargent. Does he have enough time? We don't know, but his team is certainly telling this driver and cheerleading him on to a top 2, maybe a top 3 finish here.
Well, they got to believe they've got more fuel than Briscoe does or Christopher Bell, and Bell's now slipping back as Weatherman goes by him, so Christopher Bell appears not to have a shot at the win today as he has gone from 2nd position back to 6th in about a lap and a half.
Yeah, we're running down now, just 3 laps to go. Huge 3-second lead now for Chase Briscoe.
I hope they get the sharp objects away from Jeff McClure, the crew chief, because that guy has absolutely been pulling his hair out to try to figure out how to get that 15 car to victory lane.
But so impressed with that run by that 32 of Shane Lee. What an outstanding job that he's done this race. Right now running in the 4th spot ahead of Weatherman, the 10 car in 5th.
Todd Myers calling the shots for Shane Lee, and they do have an excellent run today. Chase Briscoe going for 4 in a row here at Pocono, and we are closing in now as we'll be coming up on 2 laps to go. Briscoe rolling out of turn number 3 in his big time Ford.
He can back off now. He's got a huge 3-second lead. Just baby that throttle. Still running. He ran the exact same lap time as he did the lap before. Still running about a half a second slower right now than Dalton Sargent, who's the fastest car on the racetrack, but again has almost a 4.5-second lead over Dalton Sargent, who runs 3rd.
5 poles this season for Chase Briscoe. He is dominated in laps led, well over 600 laps led for the season, and looking to put his name as a winner of 4 consecutive races. And here comes Myatt Snyder. Snyder's coming towards the 15, but I'm not quite sure what's wrong with Christopher Bell. Maybe Heather knows.
I do, Ray. He just came over the radio and said he is extremely tight and just plowing at this point. So as you mentioned, he did drop back quite a few spots. So he's just trying to hang on to it for the last couple laps here.
So what appeared to be a very good pit strategy and a really good day has gone awry, and the white flag is out right now for Chase Briscoe. Briscoe hoping to put his name in the history books as a driver who won 4 consecutive races. He's got about 2 miles to go.
Yeah, this strategy worked for Chase Briscoe. Apparently it's worked. He's got another half lap to go here. Not so much for Christopher Bell, but it wasn't fuel that got Christopher Bell. It was the tires. Maybe just blew through the right front tire and wore it out.
Rolling through the tunnel goes car number 77. Looking down at the gauges. Look at him. He's checking it out, and here goes Snyder. Snyder will get a spot from Christopher Bell as he moves up to 6th position.
Yeah, Christopher Bell continues to lose spots, but here we go. Chase Briscoe, Ray, off of 3.
Parker Kligerman won 4 in a row driving for Cunningham back in 2009. Now Chase Briscoe adds his name to that list. He's a winner at Pocono. He has now won 4 consecutive races in the Arca Racing Series presented by Menards.
What a great job by Christopher Bell. There's Chad Bryant. Great call by him, bringing him in on lap number 15. Chase did his job, saved enough fuel, and they go 4 in a row.
John West Townley pitted on lap 37. He has a great run as Townley started back in 13th today, but he'll come home 2nd, and another good run from Dalton Sargent. He posts a 3rd place finish today, and congratulations to Shane Lee. He finishes 4th today, and that will be his career best in the Arca Racing Series.
Yeah, pole sitter Kyle Weatherman will end up in 5th. Myatt Snyder got by Christopher Bell on the last lap to take 6th.
Now, just so you know, the all-time record in Arca is 6 consecutive wins by Jack Bowser. He did that back in 1965, and there are 3 drivers who had 5 in a row. That's Harold Smith, Bruce Gould, and Tim Steele. But accomplishing 4 in a row, guess what? I don't think this 77 is done, and his crew chief called a great race today. That'll be Chad Bryant, and he's standing by with Heather.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our fans for your support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
This has been a presentation of ABC Sports. Continue